There are 3 takeaways from this piece that you wrote almost 2 years ago. I reckon we should do an introduction because not everyone knows who we are. We got this nice blue background.
I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. If I was green.
We're like jukeboxes. You just put in one sentence and the song starts. Welcome to Medium Well Done, where 2 content creators deliver you some of Medium's most interesting stories, all in a snackable, bite-sized content for everyone back home to enjoy.
I'm Ash Sherberg, writer and storyteller.
And I'm Velik, a content creator, storyteller, and a virtual MC. Ash, what are we going to talk about?
This week, I chose a very personal story. I'm going to travel back in time to 1944 and look at a story that changed a lot of people's lives, including the 2 people on screen now. It was also the very first story I ever wrote on Medium. The reason I wrote this story is because I wanted it to live on. So my grandmother never told me this story. The only reason I found out was in the mid-90s, Steven Spielberg created something called the Shoah Foundation. He wanted to interview Holocaust survivors. My grandmother participated in the project, which I was surprised by because she never spoke about it. And I heard her tell some stories which opened my eyes up.
We're talking about Poland, World War II. Nazi Germany is in charge, put the remaining Jews in ghettos, and some of the Jews are our family members, including our grandmother, Nana Tola, in the ghetto of Lodz. What happens?
My grandmother, she's 17, she's got 4 brothers. A couple have fled the Nazis early on. Father is shot and killed. Her mother's trying to survive. She's trading possessions. She traded a 1-carat diamond. And all she got for that 1-carat diamond was 1 loaf of bread. She gave all the food up. She was just living on water. And so she passed away from starvation. So you've got my 17-year-old grandmother and a 13-year-old who've just lost both their parents. Don't know what's going to happen.
I want to quickly read a bit of this to give people a bit more context. With room only to stand, they have no food and are forced to survive on their urine. Many die standing. Upon arrival, Nazi commanders will separate the prisoners into 2 lines. The right line meant off to work for the day, while the left line, people were shuffled off and never seen again. Upon arrival at Auschwitz, for some reason, Felix, Tola, Nana Tola are placed in the left line. Michael to the right. Nana Tola knew what this meant. She was considered unfit for work. It's impossible to capture how she felt at this point. She had one last look at her younger brother and shuffled off to the left.
I wrote this story, I've heard this story, I've recounted this story, and even when you were reading it then, I got shivers up my spine. Partly because I'm cold, I'm outside.
Towards the end of this piece, you also referred to the film Sliding Doors. On this day, a more momentous sliding door moment occurred for Nana. For some unknown reason, for that day, unlike every other day before and every other day after, the commander swapped the lines. Left was off to work, right was off to death.
And that was another creative thing I felt that the moment was quite heavy, and that's why I just left was off to work, right was off to, and I purposely didn't say anything, and I just left those dots because I wanted almost the reader to pause and consider, like, wow.
Let's just focus first, put on our content creation lens. There are 3 takeaways.
One was the sliding doors, using a very big event to show how many people's lives have changed.
It was a second point.
My grandmother never shared this. If it wasn't for Steven Spielberg, thanks Steven, I wouldn't know this story. So as a storyteller, we have a responsibility not just to share our own stories, but share other people's stories.
Third point, enabling content consumers to interpret stories in their own way. And to do that, we need to create the space for them artistically to pause, to reflect, to think, to do. And you've done this very well even here at the end, where you literally end your whole story with, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots, more than 3, Ash, meaning extra emphasis on self-reflection. Ash, thanks for sharing this story with us, and I hope the viewers back home appreciate your vulnerability. Our Nana, who is no longer with us, if she is looking either from above or through the Wi-Fi, she would probably be proud of both of us coming together and celebrate the fact that she shared her story with us and with the world.
This is episode 2. We're really looking for viewer feedback. It's done for you. This is your show. We want the community to be part of it. So please comment, please connect.
Well done, Ash. Did you see what I did there?
3, 2, 1, go!
You had so much fun. Oh, wow. Look at that move. Is that from the 70s?
I don't know what it was. I just